All right. Hey, everyone. Well, last week, as you know, we had reviewed the classic 356 Porsche, which, of course, is at the upper end of the classic German cars, and at somewhat the other end of the classic German cars. We're reviewing this car, which is belongs to my friend Luke here, who's... how did you get this car?
Well, I actually bought it on eBay in 2011.
Nice.
And it was in Germany at the time, and the buy it now price included shipping to a few different U.S. ports.
Yeah.
And one of the ports, the closest one was actually in Baltimore.
Yeah.
So after getting it there, getting it flatbedded here, and a few other years to register it.
Which is pretty cool, because you could have spent your money on like a 10-year-old Toyota Corolla or something boring like that, and you've gone and brought this, because a Trabant is something that I think people in Europe would recognise, but people anywhere outside Europe would struggle to recognise it unless they've spent time in Europe, because this might be the only one in the US. Who knows? Do you know of any others in the US?
There's actually a club, Trabant USA.
Yeah.
And we've got about 100 members at the moment.
And they've all got these?
They've all got at least one Trabant. Wow. And a couple of them are in Canada.
Oh, yeah.
But I think this is actually the only one in Connecticut.
Yeah.
But...
So a little bit of history, a very short history lesson for those of you that are curious as to what it is, where this car comes from, and why it's so peculiar. Shortly after, at the end of World War II, Germany was actually split into four parts, and one part was for the Russians, the Americans, the French, and the English. And the French, Americans, and English quickly combined their parts. So three quarters of Germany was part of West Germany, and the other quarter was part of East Germany. And in the early 60s, East Germany was divided off with a wall and with fences, and the East Germans stopped being able to get cars and so forth from the rest of Europe. And so the East Germans started building their own cars, and this was the car that the East Germans started buying. And so from the 60s through to the 90s, this was the car, this was the people's car basically in East Germany. Unless you bought a Russian car, this was pretty much it. And so everyone drove these. And when the Berlin Wall came down in, what was it, 89?
Yeah.
All the East Germans drove these across, and pretty quickly they started buying Western cars, and these were starting to become, a nuisance in a way. I think a lot of them. I went to Germany in the early 90s, and I saw a lot of these lying around on the side of the road,
just abandoned.
That's right.
Largely, yeah.
Because they were a car that was reasonably competitive in the late 50s when they were developed. At that time in Western Europe, you had the Volkswagen Beetle and 2CV, that's right, yeah. And in England you had cars like the Morris Minor, and this car produced, I think it was 24 horsepower.
27.
27. Okay.
Depending who you ask.
Yeah, and in the late 50s, a lot of cars produced about that horsepower. And according to Wikipedia, this car's got a top speed of 100 kilometers an hour, 60 miles an hour. Have you ever had it anywhere near that speed?
I've had up to about 110.
Really? Nice.
Downhill, tailwind, foot to the floor and all,
It'd be a pretty entertaining trip, I'd say. Yes, but unfortunately the car never got developed from that early stage. I mean, I believe they changed the dash a little bit.
It changed very minimal. It went from a 500cc engine to all 600cc and 63, I believe. A few different body styling changes, just with, you could get a fuel gauge.
Yeah. So has this one got the fuel gauge?
It's got a fuel gauge that doesn't work.
Oh, it doesn't work, okay.
Haven't gotten around to that.
Yeah.
But
so we're going to go over, before we go for a drive, we're going to go over the gauges and the look and feel of the car, which is very unique, and have a look at the engine and have a look at the interior and the trunk as well, perhaps. And then we'll take it for a spin and take some shots, and hopefully you guys get the Trabby experience, basically. So yeah, I give a lot of credit for Luke here for not getting a boring car, getting an interesting car, which may be a little less reliable, but a lot more fun, and people probably give you a lot of looks, do they? What type of car is that? Where did you get that from? Especially here in the US, where they're just so rare. So yeah, Yeah, great work buying this car, and I'm really excited to drive it.
All right.
It may not be the most performance-orientated car we'll ever drive, but still pretty cool, and actually pretty roomy inside, I think. Well, not a lot of
not for the back seat,
not for the backseat passenger, but pretty cool, pretty cool. So anyway, we'll get on with we'll do a bit of a tour of the car first.
All right.
Okay, so we swapped sides briefly for the grand tour. Luke's going to take us through the features of the dash. Starting from over here, this is the wipers, is it?
Right, yep, we got the wipers, this little knob here.
Just on and off? No.
Well, there's a few different settings, but
what do they do? Is it faster and slower? Is it?
Yeah, it starts out fast, gets slower, and then.
So it's an electric wiper. That's cool.
We've got for the fluid.
Oh, that's a wiper fluid.
Yep.
So is it a?
It's kind of just pressure.
Oh, it's a pressure. That's cool.
Just got for the headlights.
Yeah. That's a feature.
Well, I don't know about factory, but it certainly is now. Got the emergency flashers.
Oh, yep. Emergency, so there's like a hazard lights, all of the...
Oh, yeah.
Right, yep.
We've got...
What's this?
Another knob I have never I've never had to actually figure out yet.
Oh, yeah.
But it's got the... Display got speedometer, odometer.
Speedometer goes up to 120 kilometers an hour.
Yep.
And you think the mileage is probably correct? 355 kilometers, maybe?
You know, I like to think it's right.
Yeah.
But
who knows?
Wishful thinking.
And this is the gas gauge, is it?
Yep.
I think earlier ones didn't have a gas gauge, I think, according to Wikipedia.
You know, this is actually a 601S.
Oh, this is
the S, which had the gas gauge.
Yeah.
And if you'll direct over here, also had fog lights.
Nice.
So
this is the top of the line, basically. Because it's got pretty cool sporty seats too, I think. Yeah. And this is your gear lever, right?
Yeah, we've got on the column shifting, which ends up going in neutral right now. You go first and up to second. Yeah. Pull towards you and down for third.
Sorry, when you go to second, do you got to get it back into neutral and then pull it towards you?
No.
No. Oh,
you just have to go. You start from neutral.
Yeah.
You go straight down into first, then just right up into second.
And then
towards you.
Ah, yeah, for third.
Then down for third.
Oh, then down for third. Okay. Yeah.
Then, without doing any pulling or pushing back in, just go up for fourth.
Wow.
And then reverses all the way in and down.
All right. This is going to be interesting.
Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah. And I think that's about it for features inside. And the back.
The one little interior light.
Oh, you got an interior light. It's nice. And you got a seatbelt. Oh, you got... What is this the seatbelt for the rear? Or?
Oh, that's actually... that's for
so there's no rear seatbelt.
Actually just hooks into here. And then I strap it on from there.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty cool.
You kind of adjust it yourself, but...
Yeah, it's nice. All right.
It is.
Let's roll around to the engine compartment.
All right.
So here it is, the 27 horsepower two-stroke.
27.
Yeah.
Somewhere between 26 and 28. I like to just call it 27.
And we've got 2 spark plugs, so it's a 2-cylinder.
Oh, yep.
Yep. And we've got some coils. And is this the tank for the two-stroke?
Yep, all 6.5 gallons of it.
Wow. And how long does that tend to last you?
It'll get me pretty far.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not really much to it.
No.
You just got one cooling fan here. Got underneath, you actually have to manually turn on the gas. It's gravity fed from the tank down to the carburetor underneath.
So do you turn it off each time you've driven it?
Yeah, actually.
Oh, really?
Originally, it had a rod to connect it onto the inside.
Yeah.
That actually broke when the old petcock was leaking so much. The only ones in stock that I could buy were the manual ones, so I just had to get on the road. So.
Nice.
And then you just got...
And that's the carburetor down there?
Yep, carburetor right here.
Yeah.
Throttle cable.
Yeah.
Got the alternator down here.
Yeah.
And then got the points down on the side here with the little cover.
Yeah. Is there any dead bodies or anything in the trunk that we should be worried about?
Not anymore.
Not anymore, okay, good. You go. Okay, into the trunk.
Yeah.
Actually pretty spacious, huh?
Just just got from whenever I got to work on it, which thankfully isn't too often actually.
Yeah.
But there's a bunch of tools. This they actually got to pre-mix the oil and the gas. Just got to put one for every 2 gallons of gas, mix it up, and then put it into the actual tank.
Oh, so you're pre-mixing the oil as well as the oil being drawn from the two-stroke.
Well, this is just the 2-stroke oil. There's no oil injection.
Oh, so this is for the oil. This is not for the gas.
Well, it's for the oil and the gas.
Oh, and the gas.
Gotta put like a gallon of gas and put the oil, then another gallon on top, shake it, put it into the tank, and then it's pre-mixed.
Right. And this is an original tow hook as well?
Oh yeah, I haven't quite found a use for it yet. But
what's the connector? Actually, it looks like a standard European connector as well.
Probably just for the lights for the trailer.
Yeah. Very nice. All right, let's take it for a spin.
All right. There you go.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Okay, so clutch.
Yeah, clutch.
Pretty light.
Gas throttle.
Gas is down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steering's it. So
it's straight up, isn't it? Or no, it was down, wasn't it?
Yep.
Remind me, down.
So we got
straight down. Yep.
Oh, I'm gonna first. Is this recording already? Or?
Yep.
Alright, great.
Okay, here we go. Easy there, Nick.
Yeah.
Okay, on with the indicator.
Alright. You can go on the right here.
Okay. Come on, baby. Straight up?
Yep, straight up. Yep.
And then pull
towards you and down. Alright, so slow down for the speed bump.
Yeah.
Now we get the second.
Round we go.
Pull in air.
Look at that lady watching us. Okay, off we go.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Right.
Nice. Well, it's certainly an experience to drive.
Oh, that's that's a nice way of putting it.
Actually, for 27 horsepower, it feels a lot more powerful, doesn't it?
Yeah, I really like it because
you've got to work it. You got to work it, don't you?
You can really feel that you're driving something. You know, there's not much that you don't have to do.
Yeah, and so
which I kind of like.
Back in and
that's it. For second, but you might want to hold on there. Yeah.
Second up here.
Yep, there you go.
There we go.
Good. Just let it in neutral for this, you know.
Clutch in. There we go. Easy.
If you get a chance, maybe just flick off the indicator there.
Oh yeah.
That's the thing. After it sort of just stopped blinking on me.
Yeah.
I always got to make sure I shut it off.
And the heater controls down there, do they work?
Well, the air works, just vents really. So the cool air is just letting in cool air from the outside.
Yeah.
And the heat's kind of usually coming off the exhaust manifold actually.
So you gotta watch that a little bit.
Yeah. I gotta.
You don't want to.
I usually keep the window cracked.
Yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, this is pretty cool.
Thank you.
It's nice to be different, isn't it?
Yeah.
No moment of boredom in this car.
That's for sure. For better or for worse, but.
We're going to go all the way back to first, which is back. It's neutral and
there you go, and down.
Down, there we go.
And then stop. Good.
Nice.
Alright. And down, yep. Got it there?
Yep. Nice. I got it.
Alright. Trabant drive X.
Yeah. All right, indicator on.
Yeah,
And a second. Round we go.
This one's tricky.
Gently. Out of the first. Well, it's been an experience.
Alright, hopefully a good one.
Yeah. Thank you, Luke. Excellent.
Thank you, Nick.
Okay.